I'm back and I'm better. Greetings and good day, hunters. I am the Golden Chief, Saint Kim, and I welcome you to Good Hunting. I am back with video number 5. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it, clap it, clap it up. So I pretty much just want to first start off by saying, y'all thought I wasn't gonna come back, huh? You thought that I was gonna stop talking my shit. You thought that I was gonna stop spreading the word. You thought wrong. Because here I am. One thing you should know about me, and that I also had to learn about myself, is that it is very important that I move on divine timing and I move at a pace that is comfortable for me. And what consistency looks like to me is not going to look like the same for everyone else, because although I may be doing the same thing as someone else, our end goal is not the same. So hard work for you is grinding and just overexerting yourself, is sleepless nights. For me, hard work ain't gotta be hard work. I don't like to put limitations on what God can do. So I prayed to God to have a life of ease, and that's how I move throughout my days. That's how I encourage people to live their lives. No matter how your life may look, go at the pace which allows you to flow. Go at the pace that allows you to have as much ease as possible, because hard work does not have to be hard work. With that being said, let us begin. For today's video, we are going to talk about drinking. I got my thoughts out about this topic a while ago, but like I said, I move on divine timing, so I'm just now posting this video. And at the time when I got my thoughts out, there was an extreme amount of people being taken advantage of. What am I doing? Let me turn off the fan. Damn. PS4. Yes, I still have a PS4. It's just in the background, just making itself known. What am I playing right now? Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Okay, got it. There was an extreme amount of people being taken advantage of while being under the influence in the news, on social media. And you know how sometimes when you're with somebody and they be like, oh, did you see that one video or that meme? And you be like, oh no, I'm not on that side of the internet. During this time, it didn't matter what side of the internet you were on. There was, even if it wasn't the main story that I know everybody knows that I'm talking about, even if it wasn't the main story, there was some type of story going on all sides of the internet, on all platforms of social media, where someone was being taken advantage of while being under the influence. I feel like it is very important that I discuss with my fellow hunters on the map the importance of being safe while you engage in these activities, because you're going to do what you want to do. So a majority of the time, drinking starts underage. Either you were introduced to it by your parents or your guardians, or whoever raised you never mentioned anything about it, so that led to you being introduced to it by an outside source. That outside source could be anything: a TV show, an advertisement, you just being curious on your own because a bottle was left out, or it could have been introduced by your friends, your peers, a stranger. I believe that when you are introduced to vices from a source that is not reliable, it leaves you open to danger. It leaves you open to danger because you do not have the proper knowledge on how to navigate yourself before, during, and after being under the influence. So you end up having to learn the hard way. Now, some background on my relationship with drinking is that it was not introduced to me by my parents. I started drinking maybe around 11th grade, and it wasn't even heavy drinking. It was once in a blue moon. I have probably ever consumed 2 full cans of Four Loko in my life. And I mentioned that specific drink because it came out while I was still in high school. I only recall ever getting drunk one time. So a majority of the time, I only ever got tipsy. I didn't start to get consistently drunk until I moved away for college. Right before I moved to college, I remember that I was on a 2-year break from drinking because I felt like, as little as it was, the amount that I was consuming was still too much for me at that age. And I had enough self-awareness at the time to know that when it came to my vices, I always knew when to stop. And because I always knew when to stop, I let myself use my vice, how little or how much it was, without judgment or feeling ashamed of myself, because I knew there was a reason. I knew that I needed to see the world from the perspective at the time while being under the influence. And when I no longer needed to see the world from that perspective, then I would stop. After those 2 years, a very close friend of mine passed away, and after I moved to college, me and Hennessy became the best of friends. I was drinking Hennessy straight. Only because the only reason I wanted to drink it straight is because although I didn't want to stop, I needed to be able to tell where and how long it was taking me to reach certain checkpoints on the journey to becoming drunk. So I didn't really like mixed drinks because they were uncontrollable and they took too long. I hated, and I still do hate, white liquor. If there was no dark liquor, then I would drink a mixed one. If there was no mixed one, then I was not drinking. Or I would go take an Eddie, or I will go indulge in God's grass. I have weighed less than a buck my whole life. As long as I ate, I was able to hold my liquor. Did I always eat? No. But as long as I did eat, I could be drunk. I'm telling you, I could be drunk and still remember what happened to me when I woke up the next day. If I didn't eat enough, or I had a mixed drink, and I was also disregarding my checkpoints, I would black out. Everyone has their own checkpoints, and I feel like it's up to you to learn the relationship you have with liquor in a safe environment to determine where and how long it takes you to get to those checkpoints. Now, I won't get too deep into the spiritual aspects of drinking because I do believe there is one. But I want to share something with you about my experience with drinking, just so you know that I'm not judging you. I'm never judging nobody. I'm never judging nobody in the way that I'm casting shame upon you for your decisions. There have been times where I have blacked out completely. Blacked out meaning I no longer have conscious control over myself. So I have blacked out before, and then I have regained control, and I'm arguing with somebody, or I'm in a completely different location than when I first started, or I'm in the bathroom, or I'm outside. Then I black out again. Then I regain control. Then I black out again. Then I regain control. Then I black out again. That shit is scary. And you want to know what's even scarier than that? The times where I have blacked out completely and not remembered what happened to me. I don't know if something happened to me. I'm not saying that something happened to me, but I don't remember. And the only proof, I could have done anything, bro. And the only proof that I have of what happened is from what other people have told me that were there with me. I realized one day that the only reason I feel like that is scarier than blacking out and regaining control is because I realized that I don't trust the people that are around me telling me what happened while I blacked out completely. Once I made that realization and that connection, I began to change my relationship with liquor so that I felt safer while doing it. Do I enjoy drinking? Yeah. But I am also 30 years old, and I don't feel the need to do it as much as people will make you feel like you need to. I went from drinking Hennessy straight to now I am a complete and utter lightweight. I'm talking about, it's just, yeah. In order to gain control over my relationship with liquor, I came up with conditions that must be met first in order for me to drink. I mentioned earlier that when you don't have the proper knowledge on drinking, you leave yourself open to danger because you do not know how to navigate yourself before, during, and after being under the influence. These conditions must be met before I drink. I'm not telling you what to do. Before you okay? Before you know. I'm not telling you what to do. You also do not have to do exactly what I do. I can lead you to the water, but I cannot force you to drink. I just feel like, based on who you know that you are to be, you should have some rules set for yourself in order to drink responsibly. Let's be honest here. Drinking is dangerous, but people are still going to do it anyways because, one, you can. You have that right. And two, people have consciously chosen to not be afraid of the danger that they are participating in. So I feel like if you are going to participate in the danger, you cannot let it control you. You have to control it. When you let your vices control you, you end up making unnecessary mistakes. Or should I say, you end up taking unnecessary risks. Unnecessary risks happen when you do not have control of yourself. So, my conditions to drink are: first, if I want to drink, I need to have the urge to drink. And I don't always have the urge to drink. I refuse to be peer pressured into doing anything that I do not want to do, because I used to be peer pressured into doing things that I did not want to do. I'm not going to drink just because I'm outside. I'm not going to drink just because I'm in an environment that calls for drinking. I'm not going to drink just because everyone around me is drinking. People will make you feel like you have to drink. And baby, if I have to drink in order to hang out with you, don't invite me. Like, I know God is going to take me places, and I know God is going to connect me to people. So let me just set this boundary now. If I can't hang out with you without drinking, do not invite me. Because why does everyone around you need to be drunk? That shit is creepy. You don't think so? I'm not drinking just because you told me to. And I used to drink just because somebody told me to. I would tell people that I'm not drinking, and then they would come back just to test how strong my boundary was, which was weak. I can admit that. It was weak. So they will come back and test how strong or weak my boundary was and ask again, oh, you want to drink? After I tell you no, that should be it. After I tell you no, don't ask me again. And that's with anything. But for some reason, people like to go back and forth with the person that has chosen not to drink. Oh, why not? Come on, just one, just a little bit. Are you pregnant? Damn. I thought no meant no. Like, I thought no meant no. I thought no meant no. No means no, right? No means no. It is very odd to me that the person who is not drinking is perceived as the weird one and not the person who is trying to force them to drink. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? Why don't y'all find that suspicious? Oh, I just want you to have fun. There is a quote, and I may mess up the name. There is a quote by Ankar Wariku. Ankar Wariku. If you are comfortable dancing in public without alcohol or drugs, you are at peace with who you are. I'm not saying that you're not at peace just because you're under the influence, but everyone is not able to enjoy themselves while not being under the influence, and that's okay. What's not okay is you trying to make me feel like I would not be able to enjoy myself unless I am under the influence. You're a Decepticon, and I see you. Number 2, if I ever get the urge to drink, I need to be home. If I'm outside and I get the urge to drink, I will go home. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care who I'm with. I don't care what you tell me to do. If I do not have the urge to drink, I'm not going to drink. And if I do have the urge to drink, I am going to wait till I get home. Why do I need to be home in order to drink, you may ask? Because I am a single black mother living in America. I need to be home because I was sober enough, or I am sober enough to keep my head on a swivel, to watch my 6 and know that nobody followed me on my way there. I need to be home in order to drink because once I get there, I can remember to lock the door. I need to be home in order to drink because I bought the liquor that is in there. I opened it fresh. I need to be home in order to drink because there is nobody else there with me to put something in it and take advantage of me. Condition number 3. If I ever get the urge to drink and I am outside, but I don't want to wait till I get home, the only way that I will drink is if my man is there. Do I have a man? No. But when I do get one, the reason that my man needs to be there is because he is the only one that has permission to touch my body. Anyway, anywhere, at any time. My man is the only one who has my permission to touch my body without my consent, under the influence. Now, of course, when I do get a man, either he gonna see this video, or if he don't, I will let him know of my conditions. I will let him know of my relationship with drinking so that he knows that if I'm outside and maybe I call him and I sound slurred, or he sees me on social media. Maybe I made a post, or whoever I'm with made a post, and I look like I'm under the influence, then my man will know that clearly something is wrong. And I need immediate help. Immediate evac. Immediate evac, okay? I need help, because he knows that I would never, ever be outside drinking unless he was there with me. This creates a very real and tangible sense of security for me while participating in something dangerous. And hopefully for whoever I end up with, my conditions make them feel safe as well. Because I'm not a man, and I can only have an inkling on how a man's mind works and how he feels. So I can only imagine, based on how I would feel as a woman, I can only imagine how a man must feel to just let his significant other go outside and drink without them being there, or without having security, or maybe he don't trust her friends, but he don't want to be controlling, and he still let her go out anyways. Like, I can't imagine the sense of fear, and I guess maybe I'm projecting, but at the same time, I wouldn't want a man who is okay. This is me, not you. I wouldn't want a man who is okay with me going outside and getting drunk, or not even getting drunk, just drinking, period, without him being there. Like, you're not concerned for my safety? Like, and I'm not saying that before, when I was younger, yes, but now, like, I'm responsible. I don't actively look to put myself in compromising situations, right? But I'm aware of how the world is. So I wouldn't want a man who is okay with letting me participate in something dangerous without having some sense of security to make him feel at ease while he waits for me to come back. That makes sense for who it's supposed to make sense for. I'm not gonna ask you if it makes sense. I know it makes sense. So those are my 3 conditions, and some extra little notes, right? I won't even drink with just women anymore. Let's not act like women can't be just as dangerous and just as creepy as men can be. In my opinion, everyone in the group should not be drunk anyways. I feel like that is not a wise decision to make collectively. Everyone is drunk. Everyone is drunk. I feel like, especially in a group of women, there should always be at least one sober person, and I will always volunteer as tribute. Because one thing about me, I'm gonna get home. I'm going home to my child. I am going home. I'm coming home. If everyone is drunk, I'll accept at least one person being I'll accept one person being high. But everyone is drunk? That's a negative. Abort mission. Immediately. Expeditiously. I have these conditions set for myself because I'm 30 years old and I'm 30 years young, and I have experienced some things while drinking where this is the only way I would ever feel safe doing it again. This is the only way I would feel comfortable doing it again. I feel like these are very reasonable conditions to have, because there are people out here who are lying in wait for you to reach certain checkpoints on your journey to getting drunk so that they can take advantage of you. And that's scary. Blacking out is scary. Not remembering what happened to you is scary. And what's even more scary to me is the only proof of you having of what happened is from what was told to you by the people who were there, and realizing that you do not trust, you do not believe what is being told to you. Now, again, I'm not telling you what to do. I can't tell you not to drink because I drink. I just advise you to create a healthy relationship with it. People these days throw caution to the wind with a lot of things, not just drinking, a lot of things that should be taken very seriously. People don't care about drinking and driving no more. I have left my life in the hands of plenty of drunk drivers. Plenty of people who, even if they wasn't drunk, they were tipsy, they had a couple drinks, maybe they were crossfaded, like plenty of times. And glory to the Most High for allowing me to see another day, because I have purpose in this life. But never, never again. I will be the designated driver. It's very uncomfortable to me leaving my life in the hands of people that I don't even trust for real. So I will always be the one sober person in the group until I have a man sent from God there to protect me, so that I too may also throw caution to the wind and participate in something that is very dangerous without fear. Lastly, I want to say, I'm never trying to scare people with the information that I share. I'm never trying to fearmonger. Like, that's not my intention. That's not my goal. Danger is real, but fear is a choice. And for me, the only way that I could choose to not be fearful is by educating myself and creating strong boundaries and not allowing myself to be put into compromising situations just to fit in or please other people. When I look at partying culture these days, a lot of people move like the danger is not there. Two things can be true at the same time. Not everyone is out to get you. Not everyone is trying to hurt you. Not everyone is trying to take advantage of you. Not everyone is your enemy. But at the same time, under the right circumstances and under the right conditions, there are people who will. So with that being said, I just want my fellow hunters on the map to find out what works for you. Find out what works for you so that you can stay ready and not have to get ready. For my fellow hunters on the map, I just want you to create a sense of safety for yourself so you can feel safe while participating in things that are dangerous. Peace to you, on you, and through you. Ciao. Video number 5. Give me that achievement. I need that. I need that. Thank you. Let's get the next one.